What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another episode. You know, once upon a time, the King of the Ring was considered one of the big 5 pay-per-views, right alongside WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and the Royal Rumble. While the King of the Ring seems to have been abandoned once again, its memory lives on. Speaking of memories, here are 15 King of the Ring facts that you may not know or have forgotten. Number 1. There's only one King of Wrestling in Memphis. There's only one King of Wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee, Jerry the King Lawler. As seen when the WWF was sued for advertising the King of Wrestling for a Memphis house show. The WWF King advertised was King Harley Race. Jerry Lawler had become so synonymous as the King of Wrestling in Memphis that a court ruled the WWF could no longer advertise the King of Wrestling, as it was misleading to Memphis fans who thought that they were gonna see Lawler. As a result, the WWF was also barred from using the King of the Ring name in any event held in Memphis, Tennessee. Number 2. Not only in pay-per-view, the King of the Ring first began as a concept for house shows, the idea being that it would be an added draw for crowds. The debut King of the Ring was held at the Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and featured a 16-man tournament, along with Hulk Hogan successfully defending the WWF Championship against Nikolai Volkov. The finals even saw a rare heel versus heel matchup as Don Morocco pinned the Iron Sheik. Number 3. King or court jester? When Sheamus won 2010's King of the Ring, it was designed to embarrass him more than elevate him. Reportedly, WWE production boss Kevin Dunn felt Sheamus wasn't a marketable character. King Sheamus became a goof, killing any momentum he'd had and devaluing the King of the Ring gimmick. To no one's surprise, when Wade Barrett won the tournament the next year, becoming King Barrett, no one cared anymore. Number 4. Two-time King. Bret the Hitman Hart is the only wrestler not to hold the King of the Ring title twice, but to win the tournament back-to-back. The first time was when the King of the Ring was still a house show, and the second was the first time the show aired on pay-per-view. Hart's pay-per-view victory launched his feud with wrestler Jerry Lawler, who claimed he was the only king in the WWF. WWF fans disagreed, calling Lawler the Burger King. Number 5. The Accidental King. 1996 was the breakout year for Stone Cold Steve Austin in the WWF, ditching the ringmaster character for the no-nonsense, trash-talking redneck. Part of Austin's success was due to his performance at the 1996 King of the Ring and his infamous Austin 316 speech. However, this almost didn't happen, as Hunter Hearst Helmsley was supposed to win the tournament, except he went on Vince McMahon's shit list after the infamous curtain call in Madison Square Garden. Instead, Austin got the spot, resulting in his eventual rise to the top of the WWF. Number 6. William Regal, King of the Ring and World Champion? William Regal has always been a reliable performer, delivering in the ring and on the mic with his dry English wit. The problem was getting past the personal demons that plagued him. According to Regal, his 2008 King of the Ring win was supposed to lead to a main event push. Unfortunately, Regal's broken down body just couldn't handle the pace or the schedule, so any push he had was abandoned. Number 7. Bret Hart abdicated to brother Owen. In 1994, Bret Hart pushed hard for his younger brother Owen to win the crown. Reportedly, Bret was looking for a good worker to compete with that year and felt Owen was a perfect choice. Vince McMahon had never felt Owen was in the same league as Bret, but he gave Owen a shot, leading to Owen's win and a push that saw Owen feud with Bret throughout 1994. Number 8. The Unused Belt. When Mabel won the King of the Ring tournament in 1995, he made a belt for himself by Reggie Parks, but it wasn't used for television, nor did it have any official WWF logo. In an interview with WWE Magazine in 2008, Mabel said, "It never made it on TV, and it was more of a trophy that was made for me. I had the title refurbished a few weeks ago by Reggie Parks. He makes titles, and is a good friend of mine. He took a whole bunch of pictures of it and put them on the internet, and it sounds like an urban legend, but it's true." Number 9. A Consolation Crown. In 1994, Bret Hart lost the WWF Championship to Yokozuna at WrestleMania 9. Hart didn't mind the loss, as he felt there was money to be made, and he knew he could have had good matches with the big man. The problem here was when Vinnie Mac put the WWF strap on Hulk Hogan at Mania 9. Not only did Hart feel that this devalued the belt, but Hogan's refusal to drop the belt to Hart angered him further. Reportedly, Vince McMahon gave Hart the King of the Ring win as a token of his appreciation for being a faithful soldier. Number 10. The Kingdom of Providence, Rhode Island. Providence, Rhode Island is more than just a home of the United States' first indoor shopping mall, the world's largest termite, and the birthplace of weird fiction author H.P. Lovecraft. It's also the de facto kingdom of the King of the Ring. The King of the Ring tournament has been held in Providence, Rhode Island an impressive 5 times, including 4 consecutive years from 1988 to 1991 and a final appearance there in 1997. Number 11. Chris Benoit wrestled at the King of the Ring with a broken freaking neck. 2001's King of the Ring show saw a triple threat match with WWF champion Stone Cold Steve Austin defending against Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho. What's remarkable about this match is that, depending on who you believe, Benoit wrestled with a broken neck or an injured neck. Either way, Benoit had neck surgery afterwards and took a year off to recover. Number 12. Somebody stop the damn match. Vince McMahon almost stopped the match between Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon at the 2001 King of the Ring. In the match, Shane suffered a concussion during a spot where Angle was supposed to belly-to-belly suplex him through the panel of breakaway glass. Even though Shane was concussed from the botch, he wanted to go through the glass. In a 2004 interview with BuzzFeed, Shane remarked his father Vince wasn't happy. "I was going ballistic as a father and a producer as well. I was very close to walking out there and just stopping it. I was concerned that my son was putting himself in harm's way and hurting himself just because he had the heart of a great performer." Number 13. He's dead, Jim. Mick Foley's horrifying bumps in the Hell in a Cell match at 1998's King of the Ring led to several observers to believe Foley was actually dead. Jim Ross made his famous "as God is my witness, he's broken in half" call after Foley fell off the cage, but when Undertaker chokeslammed Foley through the cage, albeit unintentionally, Ross cried out, "Good God, good God, will somebody stop the damn match? Enough's enough." While color commentator Jerry Lawler replied, "That's it, he's dead." Foley's friend Terry Funk wrote in his autobiography, Terry Funk More Than Just Hardcore, "Watching it from the back, I thought he was dead. I ran out here and looked down at him, still lying in the ring where he'd landed. His eyes weren't rolled back in his head, but they looked totally glazed over, like a dead fish's eyes. Thankfully, Foley lived and amazingly continued the match, but reportedly Mick suffered a concussion, dislocated his left shoulder, bruised some ribs, displaced teeth, internal bleeding, numerous puncture wounds, and dislocated his jaw, which was put in place during the match. Number 14. The first acknowledged king. Legendary NWA World Heavyweight Champion Harley Race entered the WWF in 1986 as Handsome Harley Race, but quickly became known as the King of Wrestling after winning 1986's King of the Ring tournament. This would become the first time someone officially carried the title on WWF TV. At the time, the WWF didn't acknowledge other promotions, so this was seen as a way of building up Race without mentioning his NWA legacy. And number 15. King of the Ring? What King of the Ring? Although Harley Race's 1986 King of the Ring win earned him his nickname, the King of Wrestling, the WWF ignored subsequent King of the Ring tournament winners, instead creating a lineage based off Race's win. Instead, Haku became King Haku in 1988 after Race was out with an injury, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan became King after dethroning Haku in 1989. Thus, Randy Savage's 1987 win was ignored on television, as was Ted DiBiase's 1988 one, and so on until 1992's King of the Ring pay-per-view re-established the title of King of the Ring. Well guys, there you have it. 15 King of the Ring facts you may not have heard of. Subscribe if you already haven't, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.